Hi, I'm Vicky Perrin. I'm a teaching assistant in primary school and I've just received my ballot paper for the UNISON General Secretary election. It's hard to think of a time when for us as school support staff our union has been as critical to us as it is at the moment. During the first lockdown, alongside our teaching colleagues, we kept schools open for the children of vulnerable families and key workers, when very little was known or understood about the transmission of coronavirus between children and young people and adults. We were then forced to campaign hard with our unions and community groups and parents to hold the government back from rushing at reopening schools in the first few days of June. Since over the summer we've watched the absolute disgrace and shambles of the government's privatised test, track and trace system unfold. And since September in my school, and it will be the same picture in every other school, we've seen countless pupils and adult and staff members miss 1 to 2 weeks of school whilst they firstly try to get a test and secondly wait for the results to come back negative to enable them to come back to work. Now, as we go into our second national lockdown on Thursday, the government has chosen once again to completely ignore the science and the statistics of the rapid spread of coronavirus in education settings right across the sector, from nurseries through primary school and secondary, through FE colleges and universities, and has decided that we should remain open whilst the country tries to put a circuit break into the spread of this virus that threatens to present us with a second wave more critical than the first. Hugo is standing for General Secretary of UNISON. He is a schools convener and works with school stewards every day of his life. And he came out immediately after the announcement of the second lockdown to say that the government should be using the time when, with education settings operating for key worker and vulnerable children once again only, in order to develop and roll out an effective test, track and trace system so that we can feel confident to reopen schools fully, confident that we are working in safe conditions for our children, our families and for us as workers. I'm confident that Hugo would put school support staff high on the agenda of UNISON as the biggest trade union in the public sector, that he would make sure that our voice was heard at the very top of the union, and that the union threw its full weight into campaigning to win improved terms and conditions and pay for us as school support staff in the critical role that we're playing at the moment and will continue to play in the education of our children. I'm voting for Hugo in the General Secretary election, and I would ask you to do the same.